Next one is going to be game 3, and it's going to be on Treasure Island, so good stuff. Alright then guys, so welcome back now to game number 3 between Elclan and the Kebab team. We have once again another 4v4. This time the map is the War is Coming map pack, and inside of that map pack, the map pack contains many different maps. This map is called Treasure Island. I'm pretty sure it's Treasure Island. 99% sure it's Treasure Island. And it is a pretty interesting map, a map that is very often bugged, and a map that can be a real pain in the ass. To be honest with you, but it doesn't seem like there are going to be any issues with this one, simply because these games have been posted and this is the recorded game, so the map is probably not bugged in any way at all, due to the fact that this is the recorded game we have. So we'll introduce the players very quickly and then we'll take a look at the map itself. I'm sure you guys have seen this map before, but obviously, for those of you who haven't, we'll take an overview of the map as well. So now, up to the north of the map, in the pocket position, I think, no, in the pocket position for Elclan, in the orange, we've got Dugao. He's playing as the Koreans. Now, to his left, in the grey, we've got Elclan Risky, aka Miguel, playing as the Persians on the flank. The other pocket position, in the teal, we've got Fiege to the far east of the map. Here is the Spanish, and down to the south, we've got Elclan Doliable playing as the Aztecs. Idle Beaver just donated $5. I need more florins than Augustus Caesar 12, please. Those guys are in hot competition. I think they have something like 6k florins, and of course I will award those florins at the end of these casted games. So thank you, Idle. Much appreciated, and also thank you as well for all of the work you do helping this channel with the bots and with the awesome stuff that you've been doing with the website and all sorts like that. So thank you a lot. Thank you very much even. So Elclan Doliable, aka Chris, is on the flank here for the Elclan team. And on the other side of the map, on the very south, we've got in the green KTB, and I'm pretty sure Chris is going to be very angry that the green player is on the other team and it's not him. He is playing as the Mongols here, and he's actually facing up against Chris on the flank. So I imagine Chris is going to be playing super aggressive here since he is not in green for a change. Either that, or he's going to get super confused and think he is actually green, and then not attack him when he gets his army outside of green's base. Who knows? In the pocket position for the Kebab team, in the yellow, we've got Burke playing as the Celts. In the other pocket position, in the blue, we've got Melancholia playing as the Vikings. And on the flank, we've got I'm Kazvar playing in the purple as the Franks up to the northwest. So in this situation, once again, we have got a Viking player, but this time they are in the pocket position, and that is where you want the Vikings to be. Obviously, this map has got pretty good fishing in the back, in the corners, and you can get pretty unlucky with your docks. You could put a dock here. Oh, Dugao is going to put his dock here. That could be a problem. Yeah, that's a problem. Dugao docking in a very bad place. Of course, if you look at Dugao's point of view, he has no idea. He's sent his scout here to see if there was an island here, but he's just out of his line of sight. And Dugao putting his dock in a horrible location. He's not going to have any idea that this is a little river until the dock goes up and he gets his line of sight, but he doesn't have loom, and the blue player going to come in with that scout, going to delay that dock, and might pick a villager, but that villager is not going to go down. I think Dugao will make it back to the TC in time. Blue going to bottle out there, and he's going to move away. But yes, Dugao's dock is in a horrible location, and that scout just going to go again now to try and get another villager, perhaps, or not. Dugao bringing his own scout in to support this villager, and doing loom as well, just to be on the safe side here. But yes, this dock is horrible. There's no big fish here at all for Dugao, and he's got really unlucky with that. Chris has got a better dock, but it's not perfect. He has got access to big fish though, and there's big fish right outside of it, so that's really fortunate for him. Now the red player here, sorry, that's not Chris, that's Fiege. Fiege has got a better dock, sorry. Now Chris has no option to dock here unless he sends a villager miles away. And he could send a villager right the way to the corner of the map and put a dock up. He's not done it yet, though. Instead, he's opting for a fast barracks or a 6-minute 30 barracks for a drush. And if the green player here If the green player does not put a dock up, then he might also drush back, or he may alternatively go for a fast feudal and make scouts. But obviously, the green player, by the looks of things, has managed to scout that barracks from Chris there. And Chris, as the Aztecs, will be able to do a nice 5 militia rush here and send those militia right out against Green. But because Green is playing as the Mongols, he is also able to do a good rush of his own. Where is Green in the left side? KTB, there we go. Is able to do a good rush as well, managing to get that second boar in now. And that hunt bonus, of course, is going to be very beneficial to the green player here, and they are going to be able to do a decent rush and still have a good feudal time as well, and they are taking the deer here. So if they get that barracks up quickly and get the militia over there, they might be able to defend. Chris's scout a little bit weakened, so is the red player's scout though. And that barracks now is up for Green, and we should see those militia queued. Going to be seeing 2 militia, I think, and he's going to start taking some gold as well. Maybe going to be making up to 5 militia here due to the fact that Chris is coming in already, and those villagers taking the deer are now at risk. And of course, KTB does not want to lose this. KTB's rush is quite far behind, though, in terms of timing. There is only 1 militia out for Green versus the 4 now out for Chris, and there's no way that they can engage that head-on pardon me, with just 2 militia and a scout. He will get outnumbered, and we've got Fiage's scout here as well for good measure, just to add a little bit of fire to the fight. This is horrible for Green. He's incredibly outnumbered. His villagers, of course, are going to be pulled to fight this, but he is holding down that deer patch. Augustus Caesar just donated $7.85. Come at me, idle beaver, if you are going to swing, bro. Oh, goodness me. Oh, goodness me. What is going on here? Thank you. Thank you, Matt, for your donation there. Matt's probably going to expect when he visits me, because Matt's come into England to stay with me for a few weeks, and when he does come to England, he's probably going to be expecting all of his meals to be paid for and to be served up to him on a golden platter, since he's donated time and time again. So there you go, that's going to be quite amusing. KTB, though, doing a good job here, keeping those militia alive, and look at that. He did fight with those villagers, and he did lose his scout, but a fantastic play from KTB there. Burke bringing in his scout to support this. All of those militia going down for Chris, the scout for Chris going down as well, and KTB still has a militia out on the field. Fantastic rush from KTB there. Looking at that military tab, 6 units killed and 4 lost versus Chris's 4 killed and 6 lost. And KTB now up to the feudal age as well. Chris, on the other hand, is still in the dark age now, and KTB doing a fantastic play against Chris there. Really going to be very happy with themselves with that. It's not every day that you get to give Chris a good icing, so that was great. That was absolutely great. And now on the north side, we're going to see a little bit of action soon, I think. We've got the wall off here between Miguel and the purple player, but we have got some units forwards here from the blue player, though those wolves are having a field day killing these villagers off. They are very weak now, as Dugau's scout sort of mills around. And I think he was trying to come forwards and maybe sneak them through, but Miguel already has the wall up, Dugau has his wall up, and Fiage is, it seems, going to be starting to wall soon. Obviously, Chris has his wall up. Fiage got a big walling job to do, though, if he wants to wall the middle of the map. But that team wall from the Elclan team, always going up so quickly, and that is great to see, since a team wall is really the essence of a team game. So anyway, in the pocket position, Fiage with these fishing ships now got quite a few. Dugau, though, like I said, his fishing ships, his dock was in a bad location. He did rebuild it, and he has got some decent fish back here now. Miguel taking those fish as well. And I'm surprised, really, that we're not seeing any Grush units or any galleys out at all for the Kebab team. In fact, Miguel, as the Persians here, dominating the water, taking more ships again from the blue player, and the blue player here as the Vikings, not doing anything, it seems. He's up to the feudal age, he's got a forward stable, what is he doing? And not a single galley on the water, losing his fishing ships, and as a result, Elclan are going to get a big fishing advantage. The blue player perhaps looking to hit Fiage here, perhaps looking to do some harassment to someone's eco somewhere. But yeah, I mean, just weird. A stable there. Perhaps he's going to try and fast castle it instead. Has he got a blacksmith? Yes, he has. So it looks like he will fast castle this, but absolutely no military on the water, no galleys at all. And that's really costly, considering that the yellow player has 5 galleys and the green player here has none. Since he did that early drush. Of course, Chris has no galleys as well. Sorry, no fishing ships either, due to the fact that he too did that drush. But with both of them drushing, they are basically nullified, and as a result, Elclan are ahead on the water there, with Miguel killing a few fishing ships already and taking that score lead quite comfortably as well for his team. Now, on this right flank, this is where the action is going to be, I think. We've got KTB now up to the castle age, doing that drush into a fast castle. Chris is probably doing the same. He's also clicked up to castle now, but he is actually a little bit behind. Now, we'll have a look at the population tab very quickly. Chris, however, on 35 population now, with 34 villagers. KTB only on 28 villagers. So although KTB has the slight edge going up to the castle age, Chris has an extra 6 villagers on the map. And that is kind of huge. 6 villagers gathering for the duration of that castle age upgrade as an advantage over KTB. That's a lot more resources, and Chris is going to be going into 2 archery ranges, archer production, upgrading to crossbow as soon as he gets up, and that's going to be the same for KTB here as well. Now Burke's already castled as well here. He's playing as Celts, and he's starting to add some knights in, go straight into knight production there. And Celt knights are not great. I mean, well, Celt paladins aren't great. At least they can upgrade to paladin. But yeah, the Celts don't have the best knights. In fact, it's actually not that common to see Celts going for paladin in the late game. But in the early castle age, knights are so strong anyway, even without the upgrades, that it is totally worth it for Burke to come forwards here and send those knights forwards. Chris trying to wall behind this with a house, but those archers, of course, causing a few problems from doing that. And those knights might just make it in. Oh, but no. Those villagers are getting that house up. Of course, KTB going to be pushing in as well. Those archers going to maybe kill a villager. He does have fletching done, as does Chris. And the castle age upgrade is now done for KTB as well. So crossbow is going to be in very soon. Chris here actually losing a couple of archers as well. But KTB definitely coming out worse off there. And these knights do not seem to be getting in a hurry at all. Now, meanwhile, on the left side of the map, the blue player, the Viking player, got up to the castle age as well. And I'm wondering now if any of the Kebab team are going to be adding in any fire ships or anything like that. I don't see a single fire being queued up at the moment, but I do see a transport ship from Miguel, and it looks like he is just going to transport around these walls from the purple player, and we saw how that happened, how that worked out last time with Fiage transporting around the walls. It did work very well. And it seems like that's going to be what Miguel is going to do on this top side. Question is, what will he transport across? There's no military buildings there yet, but I imagine he will be building some stables up that side and making some knights due to the fact that he is playing as the Persians. Now, Chris and Fiage both grouping together here. Now, this wood line from Chris is a natural wall-off, but there is the potential for KTB to hit some villagers behind this with the crossbowmen. However, Chris is supported by Fiage here, and although Burke does have more knights out, Fiage does have that Bloodlines upgrade done already, though I think the numbers here are way in favor of the Kebab team, and this is a nice little bit of refreshing change to see the Elclan guys on the back foot here on this right flank. In fact, Chris struggling to get that TC up now as those knights from Burke come in and pick off a few villagers. These crossbows behind it doing good damage as well. But that TC is going to go up, and that's going to be good for Chris. That will help to keep those villagers a little safer as those villagers pop inside that TC there. And Chris has to basically leave his eco idle for a second, but it is going to be enough to push those knights away, and that's great news for him. But I think these guys are going to be feeling pretty happy with themselves on this right side, doing a very good job over there. Meanwhile, on the left, we've got a lot of knights out here from the Viking player. Only +1 defense done, though, against Dogau's knights with also +1 defense. We've also got a bit of purple knights coming in now, and he is playing Franks, so knights expected from him. However, this transport ship is at the back of Purple's base. There's a couple of stables going up there, and that is really going to catch Purple off guard. Now, the question is, how much damage will Miguel be able to do with these knights? I think he'll be able to do limited damage, given the fact that Purple's already putting up his second TC, and his third TC is going to be on the way fairly soon. Purple, of course, will be able to keep his villagers much safer by gathering them inside the TC. It will cost him a little bit of villager time, but if Miguel follows this up with some siege, then he will be in a fantastic position. But he does seem to be going for a monastery instead, which means that we'll see some monks coming out, and that is going to be good. He'll get some conversions on the knights of the purple player, and of course the purple player here is not doing great at the moment anyway. He's not got a very good score overall. I wonder why that is. I just don't think he's been having a very good game. Weird, I think he probably lost a few fishing ships. He did definitely lose his dock over here, but he did dock in a pretty awkward place as well, to be fair. Now, meanwhile, in the middle of the map, a big bust on Fiege's walls here. Fiege, with those knights to defend, and a TC going up on the front to keep his villagers safe. A lot of knights here from the blue player, and those knights from the Frank player coming in. They are a little bit outnumbered. Sorry, Fiege is a little bit outnumbered even. But sitting under that TC, definitely going to give him an advantage in that fight, as purple retreats and blue stays in. Now, this is a classic example where teamwork is not there. These guys should have either retreated together or fought together. There's no reason at all for these guys to split their units apart, and as a result, blue probably lost way more knights than he should have done there. Their teamwork there was not quite where it should have been, and now we've got purple going in as blue runs away. There's no support for purple here. I know he's got Frank Knights, but the Bloodlines upgrade is done for Fiege as well. The +1 defense upgrade is done, and these guys are on equal terms now with these upgrades. Fiege got to be able to push purple away, and that was a messy engagement for the Kebab team. But it looks like the Elclan team are really on the defensive at the moment. Chris is struggling, it seems, on this right side. No. He has got more crossbows. I was just wondering where his crossbows were. They didn't seem to be anywhere nearby. And it seems like green has not managed to kill a single villager yet. But he is coming in behind this wood line. Might be able to pick a couple off. But I would be careful if I were green, because there are a lot of crossbows out for Chris at the moment. But that bodkin arrow upgrade is done for the green player. And he is now killing off some villagers, which is good news for him. That's what we want to see. Villagers in the eco. Delta Idea donated $1, and he says, test donation, please ignore. Well, no problem, man. We'll pretend that never happened, shall we? And meanwhile, on the other areas of the map, this push from these guys, the Kebab team, is doing really well, actually. They've got monks behind this, they've got battering rams forwards, taking out these military buildings from Dogao, and actually taking down these walls as well. But Miguel is a big problem in the back of Purple's base. A couple of monks here, gonna get a couple of conversions. In fact, I think they already have had one conversion. And oh dear, Miguel killing his own monks there with his mangonel. That's not so great. But Miguel, if he gets out a couple more monks, keeps producing those knights, he's going to keep purple out of the fight, and that's a big deal. Now on the front, Dogao has defended this with a pikeman, and he's pushed this back from blue. Blue might decide to come in and help purple here, because this mangonel will be knocking on that town centre very soon, and purple just does not seem to have the knights at the moment. And of course, with those monks in the picture as well, Miguel will be able to get a few conversions here. Now on the right of the map, it looks like Fiege has finally cleared up these units from I would say that was KTB's units there. I think green losing those crossbows at long last, and also yellow retreating out of there as well. No upgrades at all on his knights, and green has still got some crossbows back at home. Enough to defend from Fiege's knights, but Fiege getting them out the back of their map, and the Elclan team probably going to be able to reclaim their team wall, or reinforce their team wall. But this is where the most action is going on at the moment, I think. And Miguel just, looking really good, taking out these buildings at the back, opening up a way into into Purple's base, and Purple at the moment is still only on 2 town centers. He's only just putting up his 3rd, whilst Miguel is fully boomed at the moment on 3 TCs, building even more farms at this mill. So Miguel is really far ahead there. And if we look at the population, 95 population for Miguel versus the 54 of the Purple player. I did hear a couple of conversions going off there, Miguel getting a couple. But overall, the population leader for this game is Dugao, who has been booming up like crazy back here, I think, and also with quite a few fishing ships as well. Has got some knights back here in the back of green space, but he's not been using them. But this is looking very menacing on the right side. 31 crossbows from Chris and 24 knights from Fiage, though all of the knights aren't here. This is looking really awkward for the green player. He's relying on yellow to keep him safe, but yellow just getting up to the Imperial age, not bad at all. And I wonder if he's going to make some Woad Raiders or something here. No castles out for yellow yet, though. I'm wondering what he's really going to do. Looks like he's going to go into Haubs, since he's got some pikes out. But Haubs against crossbows will go down very quickly. And Chris has way more crossbows on the map at the moment. 29 crossbows versus green players, KTB's 24. So he has the advantage there. Meanwhile, in the middle of the map, Dugout cleaning out this forward from the blue player. Blue falling right back. He's only got 8 military units left, and to be fair, he's playing as the Vikings here, so he shouldn't really be expected too much to be adding to the military. Perhaps just a sling would work. But Miguel at the moment, 27 knights and camels on the map, and he is pushing forwards with those rams on that left flank. And looking like the purple player with just 9 knights at the moment is in a lot of trouble. He's outnumbered many times, and I would be very scared if I was purple at the moment. Those knights, though, really undefended, and Miguel's just going to be throwing them away if he's not careful. Wow, really big mistake from him. We've got a Mangonel out for purple now as well, so as soon as those knights get on that TC, the Mangonel will be firing at them. But purple mismicroing his Mangonel, and that's going to get taken down by the knights, I think, of Miguel. Miguel's rams coming in. So how has that Mangonel not gone down yet? Finally getting taken out. And that ram will probably take down the TC. Miguel and Fiage, they're just going for it. The rams from blue just having no impact at all. And that TC will fall, it seems, from the purple player. Miguel's going to take it down, and Fiage here supporting with his +2 defense knights that have bloodlines upgraded as well. Camel's even coming in now from Miguel as well. But at the back of the map, Fiage and Chris looking very good over here. A lot of units taking out these crossbows. Chris has got the upgrade advantage on the defense for these crossbows as well. These guys did get a little bit trapped, a little bit headed off by the yellow player. And we've got a Mangonel moving into position as well. So we've got Halberdiers here and a Mangonel looking good for KTB. If he can just get the shot onto Chris's army, that would be incredible. Chris would lose a lot of crossbows. In fact, what are these villagers doing? Go back, Burke! Burke throwing away his villagers here. Chris going to try and out-micro this. And of course, he could just step back, attack, step back, and attack. And he will kill a lot of Halberdier here. But I think these crossbow inevitably are going to go down. Surely. These crossbows are a little bit trapped. The Mangonel shot is just not there, though. Oh, he's going to get a couple. But Chris getting into yellow Zico now, and that's pretty messy. Meanwhile, in the middle of the map, we've got Dugao coming in with a huge number of pikes. 28 pikemen there, just going to start harassing yellow Zico. Yellow, the only Imperial player for the Kebab team. And meanwhile, everyone just rallying at the moment, it seems, to save purple Zico for now. We've got pikes out for the Viking player on blue. We've got knights out from purple as well. But I mean, this aggression on purple has been fantastic. He's down to 48 population as Miguel is on 117. Fiage coming in, and it seems like everybody on the Elclan team now just seems to be heading in to Burke's base. Poor old Burke getting 3v1'd at the moment, it seems. And although he's got Halberdier and he's taking down these knights from Fiage, he's unable to help out anywhere else on the map, and being on the defensive is never the ideal situation. That's not where you want to be. Not a great engagement from Fiage there, though. Didn't really kill much at all. And yellow now actually adding in a castle. I think this game has been the best game we've seen from the Kebab so far. They've actually done a good amount of pressure. And they are actually reclaiming a little bit of land now, taking down that TC from Miguel. And in actual fact, the purple player here made it up to the Imperial Age before Miguel. I can only assume that the blue Viking player for the Kebab has been doing some slinging here in order to allow purple to get Imperial. But that TC will fall, and they've kind of pushed Miguel right back, and that's really well done by them. Miguel back here, no more production at all, but I imagine he's going to be going into... Or maybe he'll do some hand cannons, actually. There are a lot of pikes out on the map. Dugao now is up to Imperial, though, and in fact everybody's clicking up, aside from Blue, who at the moment is just slinging. But everybody else is Imperial for now. Per Gunner said, "You missed a sexy mangonel shot." I think I probably did, but... I think Chris still managed to keep a lot of those crossbows alive, actually. I did see them kind of coming out the front here. But, yes, I may have missed one there, unfortunately. I like the mangonel shots. They're fantastic. So, just as the purple player gets up to the Imperial Age, Dugao comes in with capped rams and war wagons. And purple is being swarmed now. Meanwhile, Chris is coming in with Arbalest on this right side, taking out as many green villagers as he can. And PH even picking up the relics from the other side of the map. Oh, that monk so nearly getting taken down. My goodness me. And a forward castle from Fiage as well. But the Elclan team at the moment, their population is so far ahead. The purple player down to 52 population at the moment. And the lowest population on the Elclan team is 104. So they have double the population. The lowest Elclan player has double the population of the lowest Kebab player, I guess. And it looks like this left flank is really crumbling now, especially as these war wagons start to come in. And these cavalier fight one-to-one with a bunch of pikemen there. Forward castles coming out from Dugao, and those war wagons are just waiting for the upgrades, I think. We'll check Dugao's castles, just more at the moment coming out. No upgrades though. Dugao's really slow on the upgrades here. He's only got +1 attack. The elite war wagon upgrade is nowhere in sight, so really kind of weird. I mean, Dugao just not getting the upgrades. He's skipping leg day for these guys. And in fact, Fiage not finishing this forward castle. And this really is the weakest game we've seen so far from the Elclan team. They're actually not doing as well as in previous games. But they are still in the lead at the moment. Obviously, the purple player really down and out at the moment. And although he's getting a sling, we've also got the Spanish player, Fiage, up to the Imperial Age. Cavalier is done, of course. We've got Imperial Age from all 4 Elclan players at the moment. While for the Kebab team, we have the blue player still in castle just slinging, and the purple player very low on eco and very down at the moment. So this middle area of the map is a little bit like no man's land at the moment. And Fiage here is getting those Cavalier in, but they are supported by Arbalest, so the Halbs from Burke not really doing as much damage as Burke would perhaps like. He's pulling villagers to build this castle here, but these Cavalier from Fiage getting in there and causing a lot of trouble. Meanwhile, this castle from KTB going down, it looks like, and that's really unfortunate because as the Mongols, you really need those castles for those Mangadais, and although they're upgraded to elite, and although a lot of the upgrades seem to be done on those guys, when you lose your castles, that is where you're going to start getting a lot of problems. Fiage denying this castle from going up. So many dead villagers here. So many dead villagers. Support, of course, from Chris's Arbalest. And I'm surprised we've not seen Chris making any Eagle Warriors this game and doing raiding. Instead, he's kind of playing a support role with the ranged Arbalest here, and it looks like it's GG. The blue player resigning there, and I think that's it for these guys. The Kebab GGing out as Risque, aka Miguel, comes in on this left flank with supporting Halberdier, and it's basically mass halbs and war wagons against Cavalier on this left side, and on the middle of the map it's Cavalier and Arbalest versus Halberdier as well. And it's just, it was not looking great for the Kebab team at the end of that game. They were losing their castles, they were losing the Imperial push, and like I say, with the flank going down, the next port of call for the Elclan team would have been the blue player, and the blue player was still castle, sorry. He was playing as the Vikings, and although he could have gone up to Imp and maybe, you know, made some supporting units, maybe some Arbalest or something, it was kind of a little bit too late to do that. So it would have been very difficult for blue to defend. And with purple having eight cavalier on the map, not even 8 cavalier actually, 5 cavalier and 3 capped rams, with only having that on the map versus the 58 military units of Dogao, he would not have stood up to that for much longer, and Dogao would have inevitably pushed through and hit the blue player here. So well played by the Elclan team.